How do? Welcome back to Edgar TV Pro Tour week, or I was going to say weekend then, but it's midweeks now, isn't it, for Pro Tours? And we're going to be doing a bit of a roundup as we get into the business end of the year. Not many of these left now. This is Players Championship number 20, 10 to go, and only a couple of European Tour events still to go. I'm going to be doing commentary on one of the European Tour events coming up soon, just next weekend in Basel, the Switzerland one, event number 12. So looking forward to that opportunity, but we're looking at this now with real interest because the World Championship spots are up for grabs, the Players Championship finals, the Grand Prix. So this is a time of year where these vlogs are really gonna reviews are really going to come into their own, because I'm going to be able to paint the picture and give you all the ideas and all the directions to look in where you need to be looking at the back end of this year to see who is going to be in those big events, what events they could be in. And the focus at the moment though is the Grand Prix. That's the next one coming, but over the next couple of events we will start looking at that and those tour card positions, because at the end of these events we're going to know some of the people who won't be keeping hold of their PDC tour cards. If you want all this explaining, if you want my help with that and navigating your way through this minefield of a ranking system, just hit that subscribe button. I'll sort you right out. But let's take a look at what's happened in the first round action today. Now, Christian Perez, somebody who has struggled a little bit in regards to his visa during his time on the card, but not a good performance there. He's done well when he's got there, but not today. Josh Payne, someone who's in a bit of trouble in regards to keeping hold of that card. Darrell Pilgrim, someone I think is going to get a card in the near future. And if you're unfamiliar with some of the names, I am going to be doing a video in the next week in regards to players who I think will do well, and players who may go and get a card, players you've not heard of before who could do well at the back end of the year or the start of next year. So again, if you are interested in that, hit the subscribe button. This for me was a big surprise. Not that Stephen Burton beat Andy Barton's, I think that's a result that you could expect, but the manner of it, 6-0, big result there. Big result for Ian White, who looks certain to keep hold of his card. Another bad result for Joe Cullen, going out first round, 6-1 to Steve Beaton, no shame in that, but the style of which it happened. Ryan Searle up and running, flying, he was running at 117 average at the point of being 4-0 up here, but ends with 104, that's enough to get a 4-1 victory over Daniel Closer. WF, that means win and forfeit, so something's gone on in that game. I'll hopefully get to the bottom of that for you before the end of this video, see if I can find out what's happened in the Aaron Monk game for you. Luke Humphries up and running in his campaign. Lots of 100 averages in the opening round. Look at these. And from the same sort of people again. I mean, Kim Hybrecht's amazing how he's turned around from that shoulder issue. Andrew Gilding coming back to form. Vessel Nyman just seems to be 100 average every time he takes to the hockey at the moment, playing absolutely incredible. Petretsko doesn't keep that form going that he had at the recent Euro Tour. He goes out to Steve Lennon. Just goes to show like the difference in regards to the different environments. Ross Smith was 2-0 up against Tricol turning that round, getting 6 of the next legs. Vincent van der Voort with a 9-darter and a 6-3 win over Mensa Suljovic, who is having a bit of a resurgence, so we say, as of late, getting some good results. Connor Scott, someone I rate very, very highly. As you'll know if you follow this channel, he picks up a 6-5 win against Toretta, and Scott will be back on the Pro Tour next year, whether that's through the Challenge Tour or however he does, but he's currently top of the Challenge Tour order of merit. I think it will be the Challenge Tour that gets Connor Scott his tour card back. Nathan Aspinall in action. That was a surprise for me. We saw him pull out of the World Series. We know he's not 100%, but he is back in Pro Tour action. He lost 6-5 to Darren Beveridge, but the encouraging thing there was the performance. An average of 92 is very, very strong. Strong as well for Jimmy Van Ski on his Pro Tour debut, getting a call up from the Challenge Tour, recent Challenge Tour winner as well, winning WDF ranked events, winning Moda Super Series weeks, and now a 6-1 winner on the Pro Tour against Mike Kyvenhoven. Good performance, 94. Keep an eye out for Jimmy. He's one that we will be following with a little bit of intent, I am sure of that. Borland, big upset there, not been his year. Willie Borland, good result there against Danny Noppert. The number 6 seed going out. Wesley Plazier pretty much confirming his place now in the World Championship, which will mean that that place he's got on the Challenge Tour will move down to Christian Kist. Michael Van Gerwen, is he getting back to form? Well, Them numbers certainly suggest so, don't they? So some real big sort of standout performances there in the opening game. So many 100 averages. I don't think I've seen so many 100 averages on a one sort of round event like that. And that has continued into round 2 as well. When we take a look at the averages of the players, these are the players that managed to win with an average of 100 plus. We always pick out those key ones. Cameron Menzies always seems to be on this list at the moment, averaging over 100. He is on fire. And he beats another man who's in great form in Wesley Plazier, quite convincingly 6-1. The big story here, though, Vessel Nyman, again, a man who's always averaging over 100, getting absolutely thumped there by Andrew Gilding's 114. That is massive, and that's backing up another 100 average there. So not only are players on this list hitting 100, but a lot of them hit 100 in the opening round as well. So a good showing of consistency over that sort of 100 mark here for these hitters. Now, I said the next real big cutoff for big events is the World Grand Prix. At the moment, that place is occupied. Point number 16 on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. There's 2 systems. I'm not going to go into that right now. James Wade currently occupying that final place. Now, we had this very similar situation when he was in the World Match Play cut-off place, and it got down to the nitty-gritty. It got down close. At the moment, James Wade's got a bit of a cushion at the moment, keeping him in there, so maybe it's not going to go down to the wire like it did with the Match Play, unless someone slightly off the pace can have a deep run and James Wade stops winning. He stopped winning today, though. In another upset victory here, William Borland. He's picked up a big win already today. He's now got another one here against James Wade. That means he's won the board. But the big problem is he's got to face Cameron Menzies. And if you look here, Cameron Menzies, again, what did I say? Always over the 100. He's on 108 and brushed aside Michael Van Gerwen. I think choices are going to be needed to be made soon for Cameron Menzies in regards to his full-time career. Certainly mastered the Pro Tour, not getting the wins on the telly and the European Tour the way you'd think he would, with the darts he's playing on the Pro Tour, but he's got this nailed at the moment. Really good performance again there from Cameron Menzies. Andrew Gilding couldn't keep his run of big averages going. He goes out with an 86 against Luke Littler, who, first time we mentioned him today. Again, going well. The World Series winner recently, looking good. Ryan Searle is catching the eye as well. The level of performance he's been showing, always up around that 100 average up throughout the day. So keep an eye on Ryan Searle as well today, because he's just on one. And when he's playing like this, you know he's going to go deep. But just look at how many seeds are going through. This is something that we haven't seen recently. We've seen a lot of seeds get beaten, but now, today, we don't have many non-seeds left. It really has been the story of the year, like different ranking winners, different people in the winners' enclosure, people in the winners' enclosure for the first time, not people getting back-to-back titles or 2 titles in a year, and a lot of that's been down to seeds going out early. Not today. We've got a lot of seeds into the last 16, into the back end of this, and this is where it's going to be harder for players to come off the pace and get those runs going, which some of the people are going to need them, especially when we get into tour card territory. But some of the people we picked out are still going strong. Take a look at this. Ryan Searle again around the 100 average there, brushing aside Jamie Hughes. Another non-seed going out in Kevin Doetz. He get brushed aside 6-2 by Luke Littler, 104. He is getting stronger. He is catching the eye, is Luke Littler. William Borland, another non-seed going out to Cameron Menzies, who again over the 100 average. It's just ridiculous at the moment. The level in which he is playing, Cameron Menzies, is just elite. But only on the Pro Tour. Only on the Pro Tour are we seeing that. And now, take a look at what is left. Every player left in the event is a seeded player. Are we starting to see the back end of the year, which we always say is the most important time of year? Are we now starting to see those seeds, those players that do well in the big tournaments, those players that have those big rankings? Are we seeing them tune up, ready for major season? Well, if tuning up was the word we ended the last round on, now we've got to look at Luke Littler as tuning it up. He is blowing people aside. 6-2. 7-2. That's 6-2 against the world number 1 and the world champion Luke Humphries. That's 7-2 against a recent European Tour winner in Dave Chisnell, who probably will feel quite fortunate to reach the semi-final stage. He was 5-1 down to Ryan Searle. Ryan Searle couldn't get the job done, which would have booked himself that semi-final place. Quarterfinals it is for Ryan. The end of the road as well for Cameron Menzies. He goes down to Gerwyn Price, who backs up that result he had against Cameron Menzies in the World Series. However, we now look at what could be a really good final here. Stephen Bunting, who's been getting back to a little bit of form. When he won that Masters title, he just sort of come off the pace a little bit, hasn't he, in recent sort of months. But again, now's the time to play well. Now's the time when all the big prize money, the big ranking movers, the big TV titles, this is the time of year to produce your best darts. Bunting in the final here is good, but can he raise it here to take on someone who just keeps getting better and better all the time? Luke Littler, I keep saying I can't be impressed with him no more. However, he just keeps finding new gears, and it feels like he's found a new one now. Even though the stats are still sort of the same, it's the control over the game, the match play. Seems to be winning not just all the big moments, but all the moments. Can he get the title? And it has indeed gone the way of Luke Littler. It looked like it was going to be a comfortable victory at one point. He could have been 6-0 up, missed darts at double, Bunting stealing a leg. Looked like it was going to be clear sailing. You see Bunting hit back 11, 16, 14. Littler there waiting to pounce, wasn't taking his opportunities, and then just started going through the gears again. An 11 darter, Bunting hit back again, but then a 15, 13. That is kind of what you've got to do to beat Littler. You've got to be sub 15. You've got to be over that 100. The match play that he is developing into right now is just moving his game to another level. And that's what comes with playing on the Pro Tour, because it's not that Luke Littler's gone up a level. He's not playing better. He's applying himself in the right situations better. He's commanding a game, and he's making those stats work for him. He's winning more moments. And now he's won another title, which makes this a very good week. £80,000 at the World Series, £15,000 for the Pro Tour. The big thing with his Pro Tour win though, ranking money. He moves very, very close now to getting to that top 16. When we look at his guaranteed earnings this year, he's going to be in the top 16 by the end of the year. I think we're possibly looking at Luke Littler being in the top 8 by the end of the year. If he goes on and wins a major tournament at the back end of this year, could be even higher. That's also ignoring the fact he won the Premier League. Again, another unranked event. Imagine what he could be on if he won in the right places, because the World Match Play didn't go well for him. He lost that in the first round, but he's got the World Grand Prix, the European Championships, the Grand Slam, the Players Championship Finals, the World Championships, and at the moment isn't defending anything, so it's all going to go on his rankings. I wouldn't be surprised to see Luke Littler challenging the top 4 come the end of the year, should he go on a deep run somewhere. So really interesting, something to keep an eye on. How high can he go in the rankings? But it's another title for him. Bunting's done very well to get to the final in regards to this event. When we look at other stories that are developing, there's another story to keep an eye on is the players that could miss out on the World Championships. We've got 2 quite highly ranked players at the moment, Kim Huybrechts and Jose de Souza, who are currently not in the World Championships by any method. So we'll keep an eye on those 2. We'll keep an eye on the World Grand Prix. We'll keep an eye on the tour cards. I'll let you know all of that at the end of tomorrow's video, when we've got another day of Pro Tour action. If you find this video helpful, if you find these reviews helpful, talking you through things, if you want to see all my opinions on players to keep an eye on, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.